What's up, everybody? This is Tanisha Flowers. I know you haven't seen me in a while because, my husband's been kind of holding it down. He's been doing an amazing job with putting out some great videos. How do you know if a man loves you? How do you know if a man is serious? And there's something that he said in one of his videos that I kind of want to shed some light on.
But there's something about a man that he knows when I could really reveal my heart to this one, when I could really share my fears with this one, when I could really be naked. And I trust that they're not going to dismiss me when they see that, yes, I may be all man, all masculine, all muscle, but on the inside, I have trauma, I have fear, I have inadequacies, I have doubts, I have concerns, I have things that trouble me at night. There's instances and events in my life that I've never talked about, but I'm sharing them with you. This is when he's sharing you his heart. Now, be careful when a man ever strives to be that open, that naked, that transparent, and that vulnerable with you. If you mock him, listen, I'm trying to give you some wisdom. If you mock him, make fun of him, call him a punk, say you're sensitive, that's weak, or any of that stuff, it's almost like a vault. When he feels as though this was a mistake, and he shouldn't have shared this with you, it was too much information for me to give you. When I say that man's heart can be shut, it's almost like a vault. It's almost going to take Jesus to unlock that vault. Maybe later I'll do another video on how to get him to open back up once he's been closed off due to your mouth. Or maybe I'll have my wife do that so I won't seem like a chauvinistic guy coming on here. Maybe she could say, what is the language that a woman could speak to a man to unlock that vault?
And now it is time to keep that promise. I want to speak from the topic today, how to get his heart back. And some people may say this, hey, you know what? He don't want you, just go ahead, let him go. You don't need him. Listen. If he don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. Free up. First of all, this is not a sitcom. We're talking about marriage. We're talking about covenant. We're talking about till death do us part. Because true love fights for reconciliation. You see, pride will allow you to lose what matters to you the most because you can't discern meekness from weakness. And like we said, one of the signs to know that he loves you is not by how much time he spends with you, how much he sexes you, how much he texts you. Even if he sends you that good morning text, hey boo, I love you, what you doing? I miss you. He could have texted 3 other women before he texted you. When he's vulnerable with you, that's a sign. But listen, I know there's some women that we've had messages and comments. Because I had this man tell me all this stuff and he just let it all out. And I told him this and he told me this and he just was open with me. And I just was like, man, he really loved me because he told me all this stuff. And he just told me about his childhood trauma and all this stuff. And I was like, man, he really loved me. And that was just a sign of manipulation. And he was just trying to use me and he was trying to make me feel sorry for him. Some men do use that victim card to play on your emotion. But one of the signs that you can tell that it's either manipulation or sincerity is when he presented it to you. So let's say it's the first date and this man is telling you stuff that happened to him when he was 6 years old and he is just laying it all out for you, telling you about his trauma, telling you about his mess, telling you about all of the stuff that happened to him. You don't even know his middle name. He don't know your middle name. And he just telling you all his business. That could be a sign of manipulation. This man hasn't even known you long enough to even entrust you with that type of information about himself. And ladies, please, we have to be careful. We have to be careful because some of us are just naturally helpers. And we see this man and we hear all of his trauma and we hear all of his pain. And we naturally, that wife within us rises up and we want to help him. And we have to be careful because we could want to help this man and help this man and help this man. And we're helping a man that's really never going to be our husband. Because you have to be able to tell, are you someone that he just is venting to? Does he really need help or therapy? Or are you someone he really trusts? But he not going to trust you on that first date. Not on the first date. Not on day one. A man has to trust you before he tells you his frailties. Because listen, to be trusted is more securing than to be loved. You can love someone, and I'm sure we have somebody in our family we love, but we don't trust them. And due to the lack of trust, I'm limited with my nudity. That doesn't mean that I don't love you. That just means I don't trust you enough. I don't trust you enough to see me in this form. God loves us, but he still tests us. Why? For development and trust security. He tests us to see if he can trust us and if we trust him. It's the same way relationally. How do I restore trust broken by my mouth and actions? Number one, own the shatter. Acknowledge what was said and what was done. Example, when I talk to you like this, I disrespected you. I disrespected and dishonored your person. Another example, when I didn't do this, it allowed your mind to wander, thinking, does she even care? Did she listen to me? Acknowledging all of that are ways that you can gain that trust back. Just own the shatter. Number two, speak royal language. Men can't resist this. As the king of this house, as the protector, as the provider of this house, as the leader of our home, sometimes you have to talk like that in order to gain that trust back. Men need that type of affirmation, just like we need it. Now pause. If you're saying like, you know what, it don't take all that. I ain't doing all that. You need to unlearn the independent woman syndrome because you think that this is a sign of weakness, and really it's not. It's a sign of strength. Oh, I'm telling you. I mean, this is that grown-up kind of love. Type of love that you own what you did. Not that type of immature love like, I'm not talking to him because he's not talking to me. Well, I don't care. And, well, he gonna be all right. He not a little boy. He not a baby. I'm not about to. You're immature. Because mature love is, okay, I'm sorry, how can we resolve this? And see, you're not a fighter. Listen, I'm not talking about toxic relationships. I'm not talking about abuse. I'm talking about that fight where, you know what, till death do us part. I mean, we're talking about covenant. We're talking about marriage here. I don't know what it is about my generation. We don't fight for love, fight for covenant. Marriage takes work, period. It takes work. You have to work hard. If you want a loving, lasting, committed, beautiful covenant that gives God glory, that is definitely going to take work, but you have to have some fight for your marriage, fight for your covenant. Because listen, our cutoff game is so strong. We're ready just to quit and throw in a towel. We have to have some fight in us. We have to be willing to, if anything worth saving, anything worth keeping is worth fighting for. Number three, initiative, vision, building. Every kingdom man has a vision for his life, for his family, for his marriage, for his children, for his destiny, for his purpose. They have vision. Take the initiative to build the vision. For example, my husband's a pastor and we travel with Redefine. We travel with our ministry. Because I know that we're traveling and he gives me booking dates, I can take the initiative to go look up the hotels, look up flights, and I can present to him and say, hey, this is what I found. This is what I think is going to work best. I think we should do these arrangements. That is taking the initiative to help continue to carry on and help him with the vision. Another example, your husband's a teacher, but he's got a side hustle as a photographer. Go online and look up contracts to help him present to his clients when he goes and does a booking, when he goes and does photography. That is you helping him continue on with his vision, maybe his dream, or just something that he really loves to do. But ladies, listen, here's the thing. If he takes what you have and he critiques it, or he edits it, or he even says, you know what, I don't really need that, we can't get offended. And if you get his trust back, don't stop. Number four, see it through. You said that you were gonna do something, do it. You're trying to regain his trust. Maybe you lost it along the way. Doesn't mean he doesn't love you anymore. But you want your husband not just to love you, you want him to trust you. So if you said that you're gonna go somewhere and do something, do it. If you said you're gonna make something, make it. And last point, number five, is pace. You can't expect it to happen on your time clock. Pace yourself and allow him to be at his pace as well. He may not respond the way you want him to when you want him to, but that's why you have to see it through. This is Redefine TV, where we're redefining relationships righteously.